Okay, here we are into the Cubieverse, show number 26, and we are live.
The Cubieverse is a GPS-based game where you walk to get keys, use keys to open trivia vaults, answer trivia to earn rewards, and use those rewards to enhance your in-game experience or convert them to real-life rewards. Thanks for joining us tonight, and get ready as we take you into the Cubieverse. I'm Magic Dragon, coming live from a wind tunnel. Gold Miner, Atrocities, how was your week in the Cubieverse?
Excellent. Go.
Hi. Do you want me to go first, or?
Yes.
Sure.
So nothing too exciting. We found another trade shack around our home, so that was kind of cool, up on Huron and Adelaide area. Let's see. We went and got some trade shacks of our own today, and I ended up getting Atrocity's favorite, Plumeria, from his turtle, which he could never get. So that was a win. But it seems like the drops coming out of them are even less than usual. Had another buddy quest with the one that couldn't make it till the Friday, and we killed that buddy quest and then got one like 4 days later. So worked out perfectly fine. So yeah. But I feel like it's been almost a week now since I've had a buddy quest, or going on a week. So
yeah.
I feel it's time to get one.
Yeah, and as you pointed out, we have not done a buddy quest yet, so it's not like we're at a buddies. So
yeah, we're not out of buddies. So so it's gonna be interesting when Atrocities and I get a buddy quest. We'll both have to go in different cars and get a buddy quest. So
that's it.
That's funny. A bunch of O'Briens and I got buddy quests with each other last winter, and we were done our buddy quests in 2 minutes. From the time it spawned, we were at the arena together. It spawned just outside the arena for both of us. We could both click on it. It was like 2 minutes apart. My fastest buddy quest ever.
I don't think I've had one with you, Magic Dragon.
No, I don't think so.
Under the old game,
I'm not sure. If so, it was no, under Cubieverse, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. So kind of odd. So we did see. I know this is going to be discussed later on in the game, but there is a what is it called? The quest? No, not the quest. At the university gates.
Oh yes.
The meetup. We saw a bunch of O'Briens joined in, but Magic Dragon, you haven't yet.
Oh, okay. We don't. I will for sure.
I think
we saw yesterday on the way back, and we hadn't moved our headquarters yet, and there's lots of stuff going on, and which was kind of cool for Liz because she jumped up to first builder or whatever, or first hunter. I can't remember. She's first builder in Missouri. Well, I'll tell you that in a minute. Atrocities, how was your week?
Good. I guess the most important or most relevant thing was in the auction house. I won myself a high you, which is one that I've been outstanding. My understanding is that's one of the harder ones to get.
Yep.
And I'm paying 50,000 keys for it, which I don't know is a great price or not. So, what's your thoughts there? I think I was told it might have been a bit high.
I don't know. I think you can. There are people who are offering to bid them for. I think it's 45 or 50,000 cubic coins. So in the one group. So I think that's going right.
Okay.
So
it's right.
I kind of thought it sounded a bit high. So that was me.
Yeah.
Imagine that you're monitoring how much he spends on.
Shocking, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but I was bidding on.
How was the rest of your week, Atrocities?
I was bidding on. What was it?
Atrocities. We can't hear you.
You can't hear me now?
No.
What about now?
No.
You heard me before, though.
Still no.
Still no.
You know how the screen highlights green when somebody's talking?
Yep.
You're not
doing that.
Okay. We'll keep talking. They can hear me.
So
we
will keep talking here in the meantime.
Do you want
to tell us about your trip?
And your
in Missouri?
Everybody else can people in the chat, can they still hear you and I?
Oh,
Rashu says they can hear atrocities, but an echo though. So can everybody else hear
Magic
Dragon and myself?
Or do we
all have the echoes?
Hello.
Yes,
you can hear us?
It was fine.
Okay.
The echoing started.
Okay.
So why
don't you go on and tell us about your trip?
Well, he's trying to fix that. We were in St. Louis, Missouri this week for a roller hockey tournament of our youngest son. St. Louis is not built up like I had hoped it would be. So, first of all, I turned off my buddy quest because we're going out of town. And it's started 4 days, new area and everything, don't know what's going on. I did put my headquarters down there, though, so I could hunt and still participate and everything. Wonderful news. There's a crane still there that's not full yet, which isn't wonderful. It's good that I got to donate to it. I put 100,000 resin into it, shot up to 7th builder local. Wow. Area. A bunch of O'Briens put 500,000 resin in and was first local builder. So it was a nice little turnout jump there. Hunting wise, not very good. No, that's what happens when there's not a lot of players. It's just a rely on system bolts. So we drove 10-hour drive down there. Unfortunately, there's nothing on the way. I would have liked to have been able to play on the highway as a passenger, and for that bunch of rides to play as a passenger. If someone else was driving, that would have been nice. But I know they don't do that, and it makes sense why you don't want to take any liability or excuse whatever. But that was unfortunate. Like country roads have them, so as a passenger I can get them all the time, which is nice. But between the areas we went to, the timing and everything, I was averaging 10 volts a day.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah. No trade shacks there was nothing to walk to around my area. So I was only picking up ones that we would drive past on the way to the arenas.
Really?
Which wasn't very much. The beach arena had one. That was nice. But I still got a few walking goals. That helped my adventure road. There were no trade shacks to get, no green vaults to get, no user vaults to get. So all of my daily tasks took a dump. But instead of being 2 days ahead on adventure road, I am currently 1 day and 4 adventure points behind on adventure road. So I'll have some hunting to do in the next few days to get caught up on that. Luckily, there's an extra day this month, so there's still 3 days left. As well, 2 days and 23 hours and 49 minutes now left still in adventure road, so I should be fine.
Sorry, what level are you on?
28.
Oh, you'll be good.
I'm on 27 and 4 points away from level 28. So 4 more points, and I'll do 1 more volt, and I'll be at level 28. So that's 3 days. 2 days left. 3 days of adventure road and 3 days left, basically. So really, I'm back now. My buddy quest is active. Nothing popped up in the 12 hours I've been home, 24 hours we've been home. So that's unfortunate, but I look forward to it, and it'll come up soon. So that was a week in the Cubieverse. A little disappointed that St. Louis isn't built up more yet, but it'll come.
It's quite a large city, so I'm kind of shocked at that too.
Yeah.
And we
when we were at the QB Hunt Fest, we met people from Missouri.
Yeah.
Because I remember commenting on Jefferson City.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, we were mostly in St. Peter's, which is outside of St. Louis.
But you went into St. Louis too, though, right?
We went to the arch and I was able to and put the resin in the crane. There were more distant bolts downtown that we could get while we were walking around, but that was only that one day, and I don't believe I saw a single user bolt the entire time I was there.
So, needless to say, you didn't see any trade checks.
Oh no, none. No trade checks, no green bolts, no kiosks, no vending machines, nothing.
Really?
Which meant that I went a whole week without being able to get my Cubie coins as well. My crystal keys, I mean.
Yeah, that's disappointing. That happened with us when we went to Arizona, and we tried to get some, and anyways, we just missed out. Like if we not flown out, if we didn't wait, if we waited until after the 8 o'clock time frame, we would have been able to get them that night here. But so also, I don't know if Atrocities said it, but we also found a blue vault that was being built on here in London, and I don't know if you heard it while we were away. And a player has put a pizza shack down. So it's in the process of being built, which was amazing news.
Pizza shack in our
so that's over by Budweiser Gardens.
Okay.
On King and Rideout. Yeah. So right across the street is a high rise, and apparently there's a pizza shop in the bottom of it. Who knew?
There we go. Yeah.
So that was exciting news as well for London.
Yeah, first pizza shack.
So how are we doing with the audio there?
Atrocities looks like he's talking, or was just talking, but I can only. One of the kids just shut the door in between where he and I are, so I can hear him, but I don't know what he's saying.
We got the echo.
Yeah, I haven't seen any green light activity on his.
Apparently the echo is gone though. But let me just open this door so I can hear what he's saying. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that was good. Keep working on it.
Are we done? Okay.
All right.
I think he said we're still working on it.
So they can hear. They can hear.
Funny how it started working and then stopped.
Okay, so they can hear Atrocities.
Okay.
I can kind of hear him because I've opened 2 sets of doors.
And this is your way of getting me to leave the show again, like last week?
No, you're staying on this week.
Well, I can't hear him. I can't really participate. Hey!
How about now?
There he is.
There we go.
Hey!
All right.
Awesome.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Excellent. All right. Okay. Yeah.
What the thing was, resident in a frame, weren't a lot of bolts, no trade checks, no players. There you're caught up. That was my week.
I was able to hear you all, so it's all good.
Okay, good.
No, it's really interesting because I was thinking similar to what it was like when we went to Scottsdale, Phoenix, where there was like three Cubie cranes in the area. None of them were full.
Right.
So they're full now because everybody threw resin in. So that was fun. Hopefully you guys get some rewards for throwing resin in and being the top builders in that area for the time you were there. As well, I'm going to say it's also interesting how obviously within where we are, probably within 2-3 hours, all of the Cubie games are 100% full, and they're full within probably that first week of going live. There's no place we can throw them in. So I think it's going to be really interesting for the city event in Toronto for a lot of players that come in from some of these other areas, and they're just going to be blown away by the number of vaults and cranes and trade shacks and everything else in the Toronto region. So
It's going to be mind blowing to many of them.
for sure. And that
You know,
kind of goes to show just how the competitiveness of this like local area is. Because you, as I keep saying, you can play be like third in the world and still be third in our local market, right? So
Yep. Yeah,
for sure, um,
it's very competitive here.
definitely. So to that point, actually, I'll come back to that point in a bit or so. But the other option, thing I was going to talk about was my week in Cubieverse. So I applied to be an ambassador for the Cubieverse program, place the kiosk and run events. So I went through, I had a general outline of what I wanted, when and what I wanted to do, and sort of number of people we get back, and I applied. Because I didn't want to kind of commit to anything ahead of time and just find out, oh, hey, you're being rejected, or hey, hold on, we've got too many people in here right now, or whatnot, so you can't plan anything. So what they came back to me with, after I initially put that in, was like, hey, like, how many people have actually committed to coming to your event, and like, are these firm kind of numbers or so? And I'm like, hey, like, no, I just threw this out here. This is what I expect, and I'll finalize that once I start it. So, uh, lesson here is that um, for people that are watching this and want to organize an event, yeah, it's almost like you need to put your feelers out, say, hey, this is what I want to organize, have a plan in place, and then apply to the ambassador program, submit to the ambassador program in order to get approved with that, which is good to know. And it seemed because obviously, I don't want to put something out and say, hey, I'm this is firm, um, and then be told no, you can't do that because there's too much stuff going on. So,
Yep.
but the answer here, of course, is like if you want to uh, organize an event and meet up in your local area, organize it, set it up locally, get all your details, and then submit it. And if you submit it, I think that they will be good to approve it at that point. They did want to see what was also interesting is they wanted to see some sort of like what's your advertising plan in regards to your event. They suggested using Meet and a few other things to publicize it in your local area, so it's not just people that are currently members of the Cubieverse that will somehow be aware of it. If you can publish it through some of these other tools, that perhaps other people can see it and get some exposure to the game. So that was kind of something I kind of figured out, learned about going through this process. So it is definitely a way to grow the game. It's a way to advertise and talk to the game or push the game out. So, anyways, figure that out. As you know, uh, I got threw something into our local Discord, got got some numbers on that, came back to them, I got approved, and then in my mail showed up a kiosk that I could place, which was
Oh, nice.
kind of cool. And that worked just the same way as you would place any other. Actually, you didn't need a tag per se to place it. You could place it anywhere. So similar to the old school placing of a vault.
Well, kind of like your headquarters then.
Yeah, yeah,
You can put your headquarters wherever you're standing.
exactly. A headquarter placement, exactly like that. So I said where I was going to place it was the gates of Western Ontario because that is kind of a landmark location in town. So
Oh,
I was able to walk and go, and I got there. I'm looking at it and go, uh-oh, because there's like two white vaults like right there.
yeah.
And I was able to walk and place it in a location that it didn't wipe out those other two vaults because that was my concern is that if I place it too close, it didn't. So they're right there. I dropped it, and then from there, it gave me, what date do you want to schedule is for, um, date, time, put in the title of the location where it's at, and then what was nice was it's like, how long do you want this to run for? It had run up to 6 hours. Um, so I ran it. I said, well, I want to run for as long as possible, right? So 6 hours, but in theory, you could have it go for run for 2 hours if you only wanted to run one for like 2 hours, a short, intense sort of thing. So
I wonder who would want to do that.
it might be if you're going to say, hey, you know what, we're going to do this for 2 hours, and then uh, after that, um, we're going to go have a barbecue or something like that, right? I mean, there might be a reason use case for that. I would imagine, like if you recall, we went to the Coin Hunt Fest in Vegas. It opened up at I think at noon, and it ran for like 4 hours or so that first day. So it's a similar sort of concept. Maybe they're building that in. But yeah, I I can't see the use case of why you'd ever want it to run less than the max amount of time. So and likewise,
So since you booked yours for 6 hours, does that mean there's no barbecue you're hosting after?
not hosting a barbecue, no, not afterwards. I'm not.
Ooh,
So
thankfully.
may
Yeah.
arrange may
What about
suggest
before?
may suggest people go to a sushi shack just before the end.
I have just signed up for the meetup.
Okay, there you go. And how'd you find that? So what did you think of that? How'd you sign up for right now?
I think that's a great system the way it's set up. So kind of like it spawned near me. I don't know what the radius is, but I didn't turn my game on until we were back in Dorchester. I believe it was Dorchester, which maybe just off the highway. And it popped up said kiosk has spawned in your area. I clicked on it, told me all the details. I dismissed it right away. Wanted to get back to it, and it stays displayed on my home screen as a kiosk that I could see every time I open the game.
So it must be like people within 50 kilometers or so. Or 20 kilometers might be the radius. But I think you're might be a little more than 20 kilometers from us here. I don't know. Um,
Yeah, 20 drive, 20, a little bit,
yeah,
maybe.
maybe.
Well, whatever it is,
Yeah,
we'll find out. I'd like to know if Lionheart gets notification when he gets back in Stratford. That'd be interesting if that's close enough. I think that'll be outside the range,
yeah,
but it's still cool.
yeah. So it's cool that like you just kind of like if you're in the range, it pops up. The kiosk is there, and you just click the sign
Yeah,
up, and you can see everybody else that's signed up for it as well. So
yeah.
So yeah. So anyways, I picked it for 4:30 in the afternoon as a start time, figuring that people can go do it, and then we get the reset to do it again if they want to do more volts in the
Right.
area. Likewise, um, so there are currently I think there's 20 trade shacks in that local in the zone where I placed it that you can get access
Okay.
to, which is quite a lot. Obviously, if you're in the area, that means some people may be able to do their trade checks right away. Other people may have to wait to the following day for most players, and then people that have uh, trade checks per se getting done on the third day may have to delay their trade checks per day if they want to do them as part of the event.
Right.
There's also two sushi shacks in the area, plus a
Well, the pizza place will be
pizza
open
place
by then
that's
too.
coming up, right? So that's a lot of stuff in there, and I bet you there's easily, as I said, easily 100 volts that are like super close by between
Oh yeah.
between like Old North, Western, downtown London, or so, like 100 easy volts, probably even more than that. So if you are in the area, definitely plan to come. I believe we've got it set for August 24th or so, so about a month away
Yeah.
from here now. So definitely.
Did you see Rashid's comment here that you may not want to run it too late into the evening? If players forget to turn off their visibility, then their homes may be viewable to other players, which is kind of creepy.
Right, right.
Ours is running till ours. Atrocities set his to run till 10:30 at night, so they might know where everybody lives if they don't turn off their phones.
Well, we'll just make sure we discuss that point afterwards or so. So, but if you're living further away, but I think you've got to be within that range as well to see them, right? Like you just can't see them if they're off map. So, i.e.,
Okay.
if Rashu comes in, uh, you know, and then does his thing, joins up, and then heads back up to north of Toronto, I don't think we're going to see him on our map. So, um, anyways, and he says that there is a cool feature where you can just um, unclick the visibility, and you have to be within 500 meters. So, kind of cool. Anyways, so that's sorry, August 24th, 4:30 in the afternoon, which is Saturday. So if you're watching this in the local area, make sure you come on out and sign up. As I said, the ambassador program, cool. We're going to try and do some promoting to get it to uh, you know, hopefully other people in the local area will join or come out, and there could very well could be people that are not active in Discord that are playing that we're not aware of, that because they are playing in the area, they will find out about this way, which is kind of cool, right? Like, 'cause you can certainly be a player who's playing a game that's not engaging in the social media type aspects, right? So. Um, that's cool. And
Yeah,
as
it'll be fun. Everybody come out.
for sure. So yeah. So the other thing here, I was going to mention on this one is obviously they announced that they've got like the big 100 referral thing, and they're going to push the referrals and whatnot. And this meetup thing would be a um, really cool way to get referrals that way or so. Um, and 2 weeks ago, no, last week, I found out after the fact in London here. There's this game that's made that's super popular on the internet. Um, what's it called? Anyways, I can't remember what it's called, but they had their like annual gaming conference, and I think
Oh yeah.
like hundreds of people came in for their gaming conference um, in town here.
They pretty made something like geocaching.
No, it wasn't. It's like geez, it's on.
That's popular. A lot of people do that everywhere. I just thought of that when you mentioned it.
Yeah, if it was a geocaching game, that would be a really cool. Um,
They almost should have waited until the university kids were back. Then we could have
well, we can always
tried to recruit a whole bunch of people.
do it again, right?
Yeah.
Warframe's the
Well,
game.
get the trial one out, one and done, and I mean maybe do one later on.
Yeah.
Anyways, Warframe is the game.
Atrocities is fading out there.
Sorry, Warframe is the game. Lots of people seem to play it, and it would have been cool if we could have figured out to figured out a way to um,
Started at the same time.
yeah, like capture some of that, right? So,
Hmm.
anyways, next year with the referral thing, we'll see what we can do. So, anyways, that's the plan. All right, so moving on. I kind of wanted to circle back and talk about last week's trade checks, Hunter's Lodge
Hunter's
thing,
Lodge.
because it was like still kind of mind blowing. Lots of things they covered, things to think about, and we never really got your thoughts on that Magic Dragon in details. We went over it. So, do you want to like maybe give us your general thoughts? However, you thought about it for a week. or do you want me to ask some more specific questions? Sorry, I just lost you there.
Changes to the trade check?
Changes to the trade check, as I think what he said. You're kind of all muffled sounding.
Oh, how's this?
Still about the same.
Oh, my budget O'Brien's phone now.
Oh,
She's mixing up
there
my.
we go.
That's better? Okay.
Yep. Kind of sounded like you were talking into that fan.
What? So you're asking my thoughts on the trade check changes?
Yeah, let's start there.
Are they?
Yes.
Okay. I'm very happy with the changes. There's not a lot to say about it. We knew that changes were needed. They've heard us on here. We've been talking about trade checks all the time. It's changes that we'd like to see. And they listen to us, and I'm sure lots of other people have said it as well. So it's nice to see the changes coming.
Yeah, no, I'm really pumped for them. Um, I say we looked at them like right away afterwards. Hey, can we upgrade our trade check? No, not yet. And then after the server update, check it out. Hey, can we update them? No, not yet. And then we were doing our trade checks today, and it's like, okay, let's double check. Nope, still couldn't upgrade them, but totally excited with those. Just being able to, go out and get rewards, I think is going to be um,
Yeah.
guaranteed every time is going to be good. I think in some ways that kind of makes the benefit of owning it now. As I think about it more, it's like I can staff it with the QB I want, and I can get the resources I want out of it. I think
Yeah.
that really ends up being the true benefit of owning a trade track at this point.
Which
So,
is a great benefit when you're growing and selling and producing cheese.
for sure. And I do think like every player should strive to get 3 trade checks out of their own. There's not every, players don't need to own every structure, but certainly the more trade checks are, the better. And having your own up, I think, is definitely a great thing to
Hey,
have.
let's rewind about 10 episodes or so into the Cubieverse and get your opinions on players owning trade shacks back then. Because I think we've done a big switch around now from your previous opinion on this.
Without a doubt, because my previous opinion was that I want to have lots of trade shacks out there. I want to have available to me, but if I can get
Yeah,
them without having to build them myself, then why not? Because you get the benefit
yeah,
of having a trade shack without the
exactly.
cost of
No,
ownership.
it all makes sense. It's just that shows how great of a change this is.
Yeah,
How it's even influenced your thoughts on it as a pro player.
yeah. I mean,
So
and it's just
the
really,
changes have been great.
and really, it's just a minor change from a
Yep.
minor change. It suddenly gives you a true benefit of owning it. I think.
Yeah.
Because as I said, mine never seem to pop for me. I'll go out. I do get my share of trade shacks that's I win at, but they're never the ones I own. So or even ones Goldminer owns because she's got ones that have apples. I've got ones that spawn apples, and I've got no apples. So
Good.
I've got lots of apples
Well, I'm sure you
and Palmaria.
yeah,
have.
so that's cool. All right, and then okay, so the other big thing with the trade chat with the Hunter's Lodge, of course, is the pivot back to crypto. Um, that's another big change. I'm really excited with that. Um,
Yeah.
and it looks like they're going with Solarium is probably they're talking to Solarium network rather than
Yeah.
Ethereum whatnot. Do you know anything about Solarium? What's your thoughts on? on that?
I I honestly don't know much about the crypto game at all. I've never. It was cool getting crypto at the beginning of this game, and it's been great as an option in the future. But I've only ever played it for keeping the coins and everything in the game so far. So I've never taken anything out, even though I've been playing for over 2 years.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a nice bonus, and I'm sure it's great for the people who are into it. It's just, we haven't dabbled into it yet.
So you never exported yours up to an Uphold account?
Never.
Hmm.
Wow. Yeah.
You must have a lot of Kiwi coins then.
A fair bit.
Yeah. Mine keep dropping because I keep buying lately.
Yeah, I bought a bunch, and and over the time it's dwindled down, but it was pretty good for a while.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hmm. And also, congratulations to Rashu for building the first coffee shop, Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was cool. There's none around here yet.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry?
Shocker.
Yeah, shocker. I think we all saw that coming.
Yeah, which is great. Like I'm not complaining. It's awesome. Like the more you can build, the better it is. No matter who you are, you have the same person over and over again. Just keep growing the game. It's awesome.
It's great for sure. I know. Well, we were just saying how we're excited to get the first pizza shop in our local area, and so that's like 2, 3 months behind. So, um,
Yeah,
yeah. So we're shooting next time. Just you want to build something first, just bring it down the London market. That'd be appreciated.
that's right.
So, he was saying that um, you could only get one export from the Tim Hortons or so between now and end of September because I thought that you're supposed to need a export coupon or voucher, I guess, to export that stuff. But it seems like you're allowed one free export if you have access to the Tims between now and September to the card, if I recall.
Hmm.
Or yeah, because it's to the cards you need the export. So, or he's clarifying it's one export per week. So it looks like it's on the um, same system as the crystal keys. So you can export either the crystal keys
Right.
um, or whatnot. But then um, the the export vouchers are coming into play, I guess, in September or so.
Right.
So
Yeah.
here's a question I was going to ask you guys. So it seems like you'll be able to get an export voucher in um, Adventure Road. Most likely, I suspect there'll be one Adventure export voucher in Adventure Road on the paid side. Maybe you get one free
Yeah.
and one paid at the top or near the top of the chain. What's your thoughts on what do you think where they're going to show up in Adventure Road because they talked about that.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
I probably high up to get for engagement, get people playing the game. That makes sense. They still want to reward the players who are just getting into it and can't afford to buy the other side. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Like at least halfway through the month, maybe a second one at the end. Maybe halfway through the month you get one export on the paid side and one on the last day of the month for the non-paid side. So you could possibly earn two if you're buying Adventure Pass.
I would love to see things to that Adventure Road where the first 7 or 8 tiers or whatever number it is aren't paint. And it's just kind of it's a paint game. Like
More paint.
so. It's more interesting at the beginning. But I do also understand a lot of players need paint.
Right.
So
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the paint. I understand kind of why it's there, but that's not too exciting. Mind you, I feel like at this point I'm getting the Adventure Road because I don't want to be left out on the cubies and the houses and stuff of that nature, right? The unique items and the some of the other the paint and all the other resources are just kind of bonus to it. Um, so, but I definitely think that the uh, export's going to be on the paid side. I'm 50-50. I could see it being in the unpaid side. And it may be one of those things where it's on the unpaid side some months, but not on other months, but definitely at the top end of the chain on that one. So,
Right.
um, and then I'm going to go with, so the other option on these vouchers, um, they're talking about adding them as rewards for monthly rewards. So most likely for adding them to rewards for top hunters in the month.
Right.
Do you see those being given out on a uh, top hunters locally versus top hunters in the country versus top hunters in the world? Where do you think those that will fall? Because I think that's going to create some more additional competition.
I think it is as well, but there's only so much competition people can have in certain areas, right? There are some, unfortunately, there are some local areas, no matter how hard they work, no matter what they do with what's there right now, there's no way to win, like to get top spots for the world because they just don't have the resources or the vault numbers or structure numbers that they could even compete. So I could see it being across all three options, maybe for rewards in certain top spots. But I do think they do great at this game of making it competitive or making it enjoyable and rewarding for players of every degree, right? So even if your first time in a small area, you have a chance for your local area, perhaps you could benefit.
Yeah. See, I was thinking
How do
that.
you, what do you two think? You thinking only world? You thinking local?
So I'm going to ask you, what were you ranked in Missouri when you guys left on the local boards?
Uh,
Five.
the only one I have looked at, honestly, no, I was 16 for hunter and 7 for builder.
Right. So I know, like when we've traveled some states and whatnot, we've you know been there for a couple
Yep.
days and have been able to get it in the top top 10, top whatever locally.
Right?
So my thought is, um, I guess one depending on how many they want to give out, but um, like local boards are really dependent upon um, obviously as you said number of people, number whatever. And so say they only want to give out 50 extra bonus ones, as opposed to giving out 500 extra bonus ones. So I guess it really depends on how many they want to give out as exports. I think they're going to try and make these a little bit more difficult to play with. So I'd almost want to see these rewards being limited to on a country, on a country or worldwide basis.
Uh,
Top 50 players in the world. Um, if they only give 50 out, I'd say top 50 players in the world, because you can place, you know, top 10 locally and do a hell of a lot worse than someone that's placing, um, maybe
yeah,
50th locally in their area, but they're still placing 50th in the world, sort of thing. I guess that's number
sure.
one.
Let me posit this to you though. If they're not incentivizing growing the game locally, what's the point? If if you're sure who's going to refer the game to someone else if they can't ever get an export because it's only available to top world players. So I think having it available on a local level, even one or two, top one or two locally, will give incentive to bring other local players. Say, hey, look at this game I'm playing. I can export and get gift certificates and this and that. So I think there's got to be some thought to local players.
So that's a good point, actually. Oh, lost gold miner there. So that
Yeah,
sounds to me like that decision may impact the Adventure Road decision, right? Because if you place, because um, you could place a bunch on the free side on the Adventure Road in that case, and make them more difficult to get in regards to the rankings, or you could make them harder to get on the like restrict them on Adventure Road and make them more prevalent on the rankings. So I guess it
right.
really depends, right?
Yep.
So I don't. I guess we'll see. Obviously, because
Yeah.
it's a design choice we don't know yet. They need to make. Um, and it really depends on how many of them and how easy of them do they want to give out. Like if it's like
Yeah.
stamps,
Either
initially,
way, I'm looking forward to it. No matter what they decide, I'm looking forward to it. And I know if they make one decision and it doesn't work out, they've shown us they're not afraid to make changes to the game.
yeah, and maybe they try one way and then go back and try the other way.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Because obviously stamps um, were pushed out and then they became a little bit harder to get, and
Yep.
one way or the other. What's your thoughts there, Gogo?
Chromatic paint. Chromatic paint used to be impossible to get.
Right?
Now we're
Yeah.
overplaying. Like
Yeah,
they make lots of changes, right? So everything they've done, I think, benefits the game, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's coming next.
for sure. Gold miner, what's your thoughts?
Um, yeah, like I think I'm looking forward to all
Okay.
the changes.
Looking forward to it. We'll see what it is when it shows up.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. Last
So,
thing I wanted to discuss tonight, you guys probably just need to look it on the screen. I'm going to throw it up here. Um,
The beamer.
so, I don't know if you've seen this before. So, Illusion Weaver, I saw this in the Discord today when I was looking at this. And it's like something he's posting here. Hasn't leaked this beans in a long time. Um,
Yep.
you guys got any thoughts on what this could be? Because I do have a thought, but I don't want to say anything until I hear what you guys are thinking.
10,000 crystal keys for everybody. That's what I think it means.
Okay, I don't think that
I have no idea myself.
the artwork on that. Okay, so I think obviously it's artwork they're putting in the game at some point. It kind of gives me the feel of Jesus, name escapes me. What was the name gold miner of the guy we had, Quentin, right? It looks to me like
Okay.
an African safari type setting, right?
Maybe.
And because I'm thinking like you got the trophies, like the guy almost looks like there's elephant tusks hanging up above him and whatnot. So like I'm thinking, and then if you look on the right hand side there, you see just a glimpse of a cubie they're working on.
Right.
Which
On the right hand side, like
see the color portion,
the what?
the color. So you see the main
Yeah.
portion
Okay.
is black, and the color looks like a cubie. Which
Oh, okay.
I initially thought that looked kind of like a cowboy, right? Where I'm thinking, okay, a cowboy's an Indian type theme.
How about like safari hat?
Well, but that's where I came back down to, like Quint, like a safari hat sort of thing. So I'm thinking that we may be coming up with like an African safari type.
But what's the costume on the side though? Like is is that more of a Roman something or other?
Costume on the side where?
Like the green part on it, the arm is kind of hanging right off of it.
I'm seeing like a cowboy hat.
The final stage or the next stage of the zodiac signs.
I'm not seeing anything zodiac-y about that. Like, what zodiac would that be?
Pardon?
But if you look at the thing on the black and white picture, you have that little stone thing on the side that looks like it has a cactus on the bottom as well.
Right.
All right.
Like, could it be a jungly
I'm thinking it could
safari type?
Could be like a jungle. Yeah, it could be a jungle safari. I'm thinking like African safari, but it could be a jungle safari. Ooh, crocodile
Shoe says
Dundee,
Crocodile Dundee.
right? Sort of I was thinking like maybe an African safari event, but it could be just like a African and jungle safari type event type thing. I don't know. The black and white totally reminds me of, as I said, like a Quentin Hunter sort of lodge house in the deepest, darkest jungle, and they're heading out or so. So I'm wondering if we're gonna have an event based upon that theme, or maybe they'll release a bunch of like the Tiki Cubies were coming out. They're going to release a bunch of safari themed cubies. Initially, I saw that one glimpse, and I thought, oh, it could be like cowboys. But looking at the other thing, I was thinking like a safari thing. So I don't know. Who knows how long before this comes into play? But I'm interested to hear anybody else's thoughts in the chat or so.
Yeah. I haven't given it much thought at this point, honestly. I just got back from trip and I came out just before we left.
I'm just throwing this on you right now.
I'll give us more thought. I'll have some insights next week.
Okay.
And I'm not in Discord a lot, so this is the first time I'm actually seeing that. Nobody showed it to me there. Atrocities.
I just showed it to you now because I wanted your initial thoughts on it. Both of you. Right?
Well, thanks for that.
And
I can tell that.
Weaver is not in the chat this week to pop in and provide any more feeds on this, unfortunately. So that's too bad. So
How about, as somebody said, the Kong QB or an Ace Ventura? Rashu, sorry, that was Hoff that said that. Rashu said Explorer Randomizer or Epic Explorer QB, maybe?
yeah. I'm hoping that we get a Quentin QB for comes available as part of the Explorer Top 100 Explorers get, but we shall see. This looks like something else, though. But it could be maybe it's the Explorer QB they're working on. But yeah, Explorer Randomizer. I know lots of exciting things coming on. They're working on things, so I think that's
so
cool.
Bunch of O'Briens and you, Magic Dragon. Are you going to be going to the Toronto event?
Don't know. And we have there's possibly a conflict with kids sports.
Uh-oh.
A tournament that weekend. We'll have to see. It's the first time. It's the first time in any year we'll have a tournament that early in the year, and it looks like it's going to be the exact same weekend.
Oh, well, it's going to be unfortunate if you guys can't make it. Love to see you at one of the events.
Yeah,
yes.
One of the big events.
If you can't,
we missed you guys in Arizona, I guess. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because you can't make this one. Jeez. But anyways. All right. Well, that's all I've got for tonight to kind of talk about. Looking forward to the new month with all the new changes happening or so.
Yeah.
Coming in. Hopefully next month we'll be able to, or next week we'll be able to talk about the actually upgrading trade shacks and everything else that's come out.
Good.
So cool.
What about the Bunny Quest loot codes?
I don't have enough people to run another spinner, so they keep getting them.
Come on, people, get your Bunny Quest shoutouts in.
Get them in. Buddy Cliff.
You have loot codes to give away.
So we will spin. Maybe we need to promote that some more. So and we'll get some more in.
Okay.
So, for sure.
Well,
All right.
we should have help with that again next week when Lionheart returns to Canada and back on the show and ready to go.
Mhm.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, we interested to hear what's like in the Philippines, and if he's got his trade headquarters there, and what happens in regards to um, uh, his adventure road looks like.
Yeah.
I would venture to say that if Magic Dragon could not find a ton of vaults in Missouri, that he's probably going to have a hard time. Lionheart will have a hard time finding many vaults in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was there long enough that he could have built some, though,
That's true.
as well.
True.
We went to Mexico back in the spring, and we flew into Cancun, and there were a few vaults in Mexico, but once you got outside of the airport area, forget it.
All right.
So, now obviously Mexico was more of a trial run at the time, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Huh. Well, you two, either of you two have anything else to add?
I'm sorry?
Do we have anything else to add tonight?
No.
Is that a show?
It's kind of been a quiet week in the Cubieverse.
It has been.
Well, after the previous week, you know, can't expect having explosive news every week. So, kind of cool.
All right.
All right.
But I'd like to say, guys, I've had a good time filling in here. So if you have somebody else to jump on
Yeah,
it,
it's been great having
happy
you.
to help. So I look forward to having Lionheart back next week.
Yeah, I'm still trying to coax a bunch of O'Briens to make an appearance one day.
One day.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Should I start sending her messages?
Yes.
Okay. I keep getting no whenever I've tried it.
Yeah. It's too nerdy for her.
It's too nerdy?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well. No way.
She's jokingly, that's her. Like, jokingly, that's what she says.
Yeah, well.
Okay.
I'll play the game, but to do a show about the game, that's a little too far for her.
Well, if she is big into this game, so you know.
Yeah, I know.
She can't like really say this. The videos are too nerdy, or the vlogs, whatever, podcasts.
If that was her, Dorchester would be sparse. She's the big builder around here. She takes all the prime spots. She gets her first choice of whatever she wants. So without her, this would be sparse area.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Well, I will do the outro. Have a good week in the Cubieverse. We'll see you next week.
Everyone.
And remember to like, subscribe, comment below.
Oh.
Thanks, everybody.
Right.
Take care.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.